Hey guys, this is Anthony Morganti from anthonymorganti.com, and this is episode 197 of Photo Critiques. And in this episode, I'm pleased to critique the work of Todd Worton. Todd sent me in some really nice shots. This first one's a really cool shot. It was 1/5 of a second at f/3.5 ISO 100, and it looks like it was something that was handheld, unless you somehow, had a tripod up here on a rock or something and was able to shoot down. But it's really clear, good focus, really well done. A couple things though. When we take this, it looks like it's a night shot almost. It's so dark. When we take shots at night, we need enough visual clues we need enough visual clues so the viewer knows without a doubt it's a night shot. And what I mean by that is, let's say you're taking a cityscape and there's a bridge and the bridge has lights on it and the buildings are lit up and maybe the moon's in the sky. Well, there's no question that's nighttime. We could tell that people know that's a night shot of the city. If you're looking at something like this, which actually looks like it could be an activity that's done during the day, and it's dark like this, it just looks usually to the viewer that it's underexposed, that it's not bright enough. So if this was daytime, it's underexposed. If it was like really getting towards dusk and it's this dark, you really should probably brighten it up, because it gets a little confusing for the viewer as they look at it. So I'd bring this up quite a bit. 1.2 stops of exposure, make it a little brighter, and I think it's a more compelling image than when it's dark like that. Okay, that's the first thing. The other thing is these I don't know if that's a kayak or what this is, jutting out into the scene. Uh, they're not really adding to the scene. Now I could see, if you want, let's say this, if that is a kayak, I don't know, but let's say if that was, we need more of it in here, so we know for a fact it's a kayak and you were, using it in the water at one time. You know what I mean? But to the color and just the looks of it, it's not super attractive. So I would take these right out of the scenes. I would, and especially this one, it's just jutting out there. We don't even know what that is. So take those right out of the scene and just have the rocks. Now, if you want to have something in there, maybe put like, a pair of sneakers, some flippers. If you were hand holding this, have your feet in there. With your feet sticking into there. I mean, so that would add some visual interest. But right now, these don't really add to the scene, so I would take those right out. So I'd brighten it up and take that out. This shot here, when you're shooting flowers, if you have a large one in the back that is blurry, it tends to distract our attention from where we want to look, which is right here. So just, I would say, try to get the scene. It's a tough scene to shoot though, because it's kind of busy in the background and we have this flower here. So you got to try to find a flower that's a lone flower, or two flowers, three flowers that are on the same plane, so they'll all be pretty much in focus, and then I think it would be a stronger shot. This is a great shot. I love what you did with this. This is 20 seconds f of 4.5. The War Memorial, you have the people in front of it that are kind of blurry from milling around looking at the names. You have the walkway as diagonally goes through the photograph and recedes out, and then we, of course, as we look through, we see all the people, and we get the sun here. We resolve on the sun. It's a great shot. Very well done. This is a nice shot too. A couple things. Well, first of all, I love it. I love the silhouette, the sky. It's a great idea. It's very creative. I love that you don't have him in the middle. He's off to the side, and it really adds some interest. Typically, I would rather have him been over on this side than this side, but it's okay. I think it works because it's a silhouette. Usually, we want them going in the direction of the open part of the frame. So, it might have been a little better over here, and then again maybe not, but it's a nice shot. What I am a little disappointed in, and I know why you probably did it, is we cut off the unicycle, so we don't see the wheel, and we don't see, it looks like he's just floating here, he's suspended. Now I know you probably did that because you wanted him totally silhouetted against the sky, or maybe there were people all standing around here watching him and you didn't want the people in the shot. And that's sometimes just it. It's tough breaks. Not usually, not all the circumstances line up for us to take that perfect shot. This is a great shot. It's just too bad you couldn't get the entire unicycle in the shot. And I'd like to see if he was over here too. I just wonder if that would if that would help the image also. But I do like the composition. I think it's really well done. It's a great shot. This is great use in negative space. All this black is just negative space, and all that means is there's nothing in it. And we have, this is the subject. I like it's off to the side, kind of the rule of thirds. This is off to the side. Nice color, nice focus. But all this is negative space. And I encourage everyone to get out and try to shoot things utilizing negative space. And negative space doesn't have to be black. It could be totally white. It could be totally yellow. It doesn't really matter about color. It just has to be devoid of anything. It just has to be empty. Just like this. I mean, just really well done. It's a cool shot. It's really busy, and typically these scenes are super, like if not impossible to photograph, they're very difficult. But did a really nice job. 1/800th of a second, f at 2.8, and the f at 2.8 is key here. We have really shallow depth of field, but you have perfect focus on this guy who's pretty much in the middle of these kind of group of flamingos, and he's in perfect focus with his eye right where we want it. So this guy here is blurry, this guy back here is blurry, and this guy way up here is blurry, and it's kind of a line of birds, so it's kind of a nice subtle leading line, but it's really well done. So this is a way you could take a really busy scene and get something decent out of it, which is a really nice shot. This is a great shot. I mean, just look at the focus on the cat's eyes. Great. I mean, just fantastic. Really well done. You know, nice shot. I often mention if you're shooting at a zoo, you don't want the people to know it's a zoo. You want to shoot it so that it looks like it could be in the wild, and that's what this shot is. F of 4, very shallow depth of field, so everything back here is out of focus, and the cat jumps out from the JPEG I'm looking at. Now, I think that's a cheetah. I could be wrong. Maybe it's a leopard, but I think it's a cheetah, and it's really well done. Very nice. It's a nice shot too. Really well done. Long exposure, 45 seconds. You get this kind of, you know, really kind of milky look on the water. Used ND filter, I'm sure, to get that long exposure. That's a neutral density filter, and all that is a filter that lets less light in through the lens to the sensor. It doesn't do anything else. It just cuts down the amount of light. The good ones won't do any color shifts or anything. If you buy a cheap one, it might shift the color, and you'd have to correct for that in post-production, you know, probably Lightroom. But this is a really nice shot. Very well done. You can see a real long exposure, blurred the clouds too, really nice. It's a pretty cool shot. This shot too, I love it. We got this warmth incandescent lights here, and everything else is nice, cool, nice reflections. Again, 30-second exposure, f of 7.1, ISO 100, really well done. This shot I like a lot. I think there's just a little too much beach. I think if we got a little closer and moved around a little bit, maybe tried to you know, get this more of a diagonal line, stronger diagonal line, somehow by moving to the right maybe and pointing our camera a little more to the left, but getting a little less beach I think would have helped. This is a nice shot too, another long exposure, 30 seconds, f of 16, ISO 100, 18 millimeters, really well done. I think though we need something else in this shot. We need something to offer some scale. Now it's going to be very precarious for a person to stand up over in here, but something, if we could have had something in here for scale, even if we could have a boat in here, something. It's hard to get a boat sitting still for 30 seconds, but so it's, you know, again, one of those things where the circumstances sometimes just don't line up, so you could get that perfect shot, but you get a very good shot. I think that's the last one. Yep, that's it for Todd. Todd, thank you very much for sharing your photography with us. Very talented photographer, Todd. Thank you. I'd like to thank everyone that watches all my videos. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. Go over to my website, anthonymorganti.com, and I have all kinds of photography stuff over there. And if you could, I'd really appreciate it if you went to YouTube and subscribed to my YouTube channel. That's it for now. I'll talk to you guys soon.